Yo, what it do, my people? It's your boy Candace and Shelby, aka Smooth, back with another video. So tonight, what we're gonna be talking about, the best man, the final chapter, or the final chapters. Is it chapters plural? So this right here we've been waiting on this for years and stuff, man. Been in the works for a long time. This follows some characters that we've been knowing for about, I want to say like 20 years or something. I don't remember when the first one was out. At least 15 years. It's been a long time. Like, these actors have gone on, they already were iconic, and they have gone on to have stellar careers, have ups and downs in their careers, man. Morris Chestnut, Terrence Howard, Tay Diggs and them, like they have did a lot of phenomenal things. Nia Long, Sanaa Lathan, Regina Hall. The cast is spectacular. It starts off, I'm not going to give a whole synopsis of the season or anything. I'm going to try not to spoil it, but try to give my thoughts. I'm freestyling. I didn't write anything down or anything. It starts off, they go to Ghana, and Terrence Howard, Q, is getting married to Paula J. Parker Kojo. I think that's her whole name. She got a lot of names. Man, she was fine on here. Like she always looks good. I think she's been a model in her past and stuff. Like her and Barbara, some beautiful motherfuckers. But but she was just phenomenal looking on here. But anyways, so she is like a superstar. She is like Rihanna or something. Beyonce. And so Q is getting married to her, and everybody goes to Ghana. That's the first vibes of the movie. We starting off with some black love. But is it black love? Q is not himself with this woman. He kind of doing it. Sometimes we go out of our way for people, and we kind of change for them. We present them with the person we think that they want or whatever. So if you got to do that for somebody, are you really being yourself? Do you really love them? Do they really love you if they don't know the real you? And so he always had this on and off relationship with Shelby. And so that has some inner ties that come up. Morris Chestnut, he's going through his stuff. Lance, he's going through his things in life, man. He has not been the same since Mia died. And he is kind of like, his football career is over. He's the all-time leading rusher in NFL history and stuff. He is getting over Mia by getting over on women. Like, he's just humping his pain away. So he's just humping everything. Everybody else seems to be doing great in life in these chapters of the story. Like, everybody is doing phenomenal. Like, as far as career-wise and stuff, they seem, I don't know about happy. They seem successful. But happy is like not having enough time for the families and stuff. So like Regina Hall and her husband, like, they kind of mundane, caught into their routines, like not necessarily having a sex life and stuff like that. So those are early issues that we have. Q has to deal with his feelings because him and Shelby always had this thing. Should he follow his heart or should he follow like the bag and what he think he should do? Lance is trying to find himself. I wish they went down that lane more with his character for like the whole season, like him finding himself rather than the way that the path that they did go on. It did make him go inside of himself to find some things out, but it necessarily was like his son or his child, whatever, they is non-binary, and he has to learn how to deal with that. First he has to find out about it, but then he has to learn how to deal with that and has to find love. I was trying to think of another word, but unsomething love. You know what word I'm looking for. But yeah. So he's going through that. Whatchamacallem, Tay Diggs' character. He has some wants, like desires. Like he always seems unfulfilled. He always wants more out of life. And it's good as an artist and as a creator. But then you gotta know when enough is enough. What do you want and what are you willing to give up or sacrifice? And it's like, should I sacrifice my art for my family to be there more for them? Or should I go for everything and sacrifice my family? And it seemed like it would be an easy answer to, man, keep your family intact and stuff. But Lance, not Lance, but Tay Diggs' character, he has always been pretty selfish. And so he is dealing with his selfishness, and his wife is dealing with that selfishness, and how much was she willing to take. And so that is, after a few chapters, it gets into a bag of kind of misery, man, like black pain. A lot of movies, like we see Emancipation and Teal, and it's just a lot of black pain, black trauma. Wakanda Forever was black trauma. Like, everything is black trauma. And I wanted to see a pure love story. Like, I wanted to see they go through their issues, their dramas, and come back to finding each other and finding themselves, and have a really beautiful ending and stuff. And some characters do go through their metamorphosis and stuff, and they find more positivity in life and come together and stuff. But you know, we got our main characters that we like Lance. I like where Lance's character ends up going. He deals with his issues with his son, and I would have loved to have more of his love interest in the show. They didn't have enough of that. He needed at least about 3 chapters of it. 3 chapters of him. I wanted to see him wooing a homegirl, and him having to give up his shenanigans and stuff. But they got him chasing around his son, judging his son for most of the series, instead of what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him in him and the Ghana female, and see more of their love situation and how they would have went about it. How would have he went about wooing her and getting her and stuff. That would have been a more beautiful story, in my opinion. What I wanted to see. I wanted to see a love story, man, with this and with these characters. Tay Diggs' character, man, like what he has to go through, and just it feels unfinished. It's unfulfilled. Like he seems like the biggest loser on the series and stuff, man. Like it gave me a bitter taste in my mouth whenever the series ended. It didn't end with a happy moment for me with that character. And we all went through part 1. They had Nia Long and him seem to just have this chemistry and stuff. They always seem to have an underlying chemistry. And you always was kind of like, damn, if he never got with Sanaa Lathan and stuff, she didn't seem like his soulmate. And I'm like, will he get with Nia Long? Will they? But it's like, they've been cool all these years and they are all friends. So it would be kind of trifling. It would be hard for them to paint that in a positive light. But I'm like, maybe it's just that love, it would shine through regardless. And the people would have to accept it because, like, I think everybody always knew that they kind of had a thing for each other. So I kind of would have liked them to explore that a little bit more and get into that and it didn't happen all the way. Like they always have just this like chemistry, and it's like this magnetic property, but it's like instead of the magnets connecting to each other, it's kind of like the magnets that you try to push together, and they got the same polarity and they push each other away. So it's kind of like that. So there was some issues. I liked Lurch character. I like how his metamorphosis and how him learning to stand up for himself, becoming a fighter and stuff, literally, figuratively. Regina Hall, I hate what her character had to go through. Like it seemed like she lost herself. Like when she started, like, yeah, she was a stripper and stuff, but she was so sexy and stuff. And now it's like she was this character. It's like she's not that character from part one. Like she was so sexy, she just had a vibe to her. She lost all that. Like she's just mommy in studying and killing herself and stuff, man. But she's doing positive things. I wouldn't want her to be stripping at this point, but just have more of a presence about herself. Like, anyways, just nitpicking and stuff, man. But it was cool, man. I liked it, but it was more negativity. Like you have to have like negativity or drama or something to have for you to appreciate the ending. But it didn't have the payoff as much as I wanted with the characters that I liked. Like Q and them had a good little thing with his wife and stuff, man. He turned his life around and stuff, but it was cool. I would definitely tell you to check it out, man. I knocked this out in 2 nights. I started last night. I watched 2 episodes, and I watched all of these episodes like tonight. So it is 3 o'clock in the morning, me finishing this. And I was on the fence about doing this video, but I'm like the last episode, maybe the last 2 episodes, I cried about 2-3 times. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this video, cause. But it was beautiful, but it was sad, a little underwhelming for some of my likings or whatever. Cause I just wanted Tay Diggs and stuff to have that ending that I wanted, but it didn't necessarily happen. Spoiler alert. Kind of spoilerish. You don't necessarily know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to be as vague as possible, but I give it like an 8 out of 10. You're like 8 out of 10, man. It was good. It was good, but I would have did things a little bit different. I would have took out the non-binary storyline and put Homegirl more in that storyline. Him having his love thing with her, I would have definitely changed that. Harper and Nia Long would have switched that up a little bit, or would have made him end up going to Ghana and catching his head and chasing after his wife and his family and stuff, and maybe that ending. And I'm like, either one, he didn't get his family back or get Nia Long. I'm like, that was underwhelming. But anyways, man, yeah, I talked a long time. Like, comment, subscribe, gonna be the greatest of the most hated, man. I let you boy.